Hello everybody, today we're gonna play the game that will get us to 1800. We're playing against someone who's almost 1900, so this will be an interesting game. And I will show off the benoni, but first I want to see if he goes for a c4 setup or not. So he still delays it, so we just castle. And now would be a time, but I like playing it anyway. Now he plays this move. Alright, so in these positions I just like to take and grab also a piece of the center with d5. He opens up the rook, we can just develop the knight or we can develop the bishop before he can play h3 and prevent us. So now we take, he's now putting pressure, so we just develop our knight. Now he can play e6, solidifying the center. He's rerouting his knight to go and attack us on this side of the board, which is pretty logical, I think. Let's play a rook to the half open file, which is a nice move, and in the future I like this move. Not right now, because then we will lose our knight. So how will we get away of this position? Maybe h6, and then we're gonna have to play this move. So let's go for that line, because otherwise the pin will just put very much pressure on us, and because of the pin we can play queen to b3. So we're going for this. This does give him some more attacking ideas because the bishop is open, but the knight can't get out anymore. So now I like to play this move, pressuring the pawn. And let's see what he goes for. He plays a kind of passive move, but he does defend the pawn. We can try to get this knight around, or we can try to get this knight in the center. I think this is a very nice idea, because this knight isn't doing anything. It's looking at, the squares it's looking at are just bad. So now we want to go here and look at some meaningful squares. And if he takes, we eliminate a very strong attacking piece. He wants to go here, preventing us. But let's say we play it, he takes, and we take with the pawn. Taking the bishop will drop back, and we opened up. So I still like that position, so let's go for it. We don't really try to go there, because then we're pinned. Now we attack the bishop. And let's see what he will play. I think he will slide back. And then we can ask him if he wants to trade queens, which I think is good for us, because his queen is putting a bit of more pressure to our side than we are to his side, especially if the bishop comes to help. And if we trade, this pawn will be a nice asset. You can defend it with b4 and with the rooks. I'm sorry. So let's see, should he? If he doesn't take our queen and he just sits there, we're obviously taking, giving him two double pawns and another isolated pawn. So he shouldn't do that. He can maybe move the queen or back, or he can defend the queen, whereafter we can maybe still trade queens. Okay, so he moves. So immediately I'm seeing this move, developing the knight with tempo. So why not? He does have this maybe, but we can even drop back and kind of force the queen trade. And if he then goes back, then we can play another move like rook to d1. So yeah, he goes for that. We defend the pawn, we attack the queen. Like I said, he could repeat moves with this, but then also move like b5. Seems very nice to me. So there we go, b5. And what's going to happen? He's putting a bit of pressure, but it's okay if he takes. Now I like to go around like this, because, or to go like this maybe. No, because then we hang the knight. So let's see, we go here, he takes, we take, we can move there, so we move, takes, queen to d5. We can again move back. I don't know. This move also doesn't work. Maybe just develop a rook. No, let's try and see if he goes for the line. Maybe we can, after take, play attacking the queen. If that happens, he can move here because we just take the queen. So watch, intermediate move. I made a mistake because he can just move here. No, he can't, because it's checkmate. I tricked you guys there. We're threatening the queen, checkmate, and the bishop. So the queen has to move either here or here or here to defend the checkmate. But then we just trade the queen. I don't know how we will take back. And then we take the bishop. And we have a very strong knight, which can be kicked out easily because this pawn is hanging. It's also looking at this square. I'm looking at the move f4, attacking, and then putting the king towards the center, having a very active king. Also, we're clamping down on this side of the board, and this rook will get active in the future. Also, we want to break with the move e5. He attacks the rook, we can just move up and attack him back. So now it's defended, but it won't be after this. He drops back. I think this is a very logical move. And now I see he can take the pawn, but we can take the pawn near his king. That was a mistake. Of course, I should have played this move first. Let me see, maybe something like this is nice. We can also just take the pawn. Is he threatening to go here? Not really. He just wants to dominate the file. We can go for a queen trade, but I like to get my pawn back because I don't want to be down the pawn. And if he moves here, we just move back with a tempo. Yep, there we go. Now also attacking this pawn. He defends it. So now I like this move. Or not really. h4 maybe. Trying to push for the queen side. We can play this move, attacking the rook. Going for this pawn. But I don't think that's worth it. I also do like this move. But then there might be bishop ideas. So let's play it safe and just play a waiting move with rook to f7. Yeah, it was a mistake to give away this pawn, because now he dominates the file, but he immediately blunders, because we can just fork him. And now he will lose an exchange. I'm sorry. We don't even have to take yet, but I like to take. Now we can activate the king. So let's see what will happen.